feel it. That rumble in the distance. Like a freight train on a track. An army this way marches, ready for attack. The ground, it shakes beneath your feet. Get ready to react. Both big and small will rise and fall. The BattleBots are back.
Let the bot battle begin!
As the most elite tournament in robot combat returns, the sport's next generation of builders has evolved.
Oh!
Their modern masterpieces are more powerful, more ingenious,
Oh, look at that!
more dangerous than ever.
If you're not ripping the opponent apart, you're not really playing BattleBots, in my opinion. Game time, fellas!
Can the legends who shaped these rising stars now hold them at bay?
Hammer him!
Or is it time for the torch to be passed?
Keep going!
Could the next champion be lurking in the shadows?
Go into him! Do it!
Ready to prove that all you need is a garage and a dream. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls,
Hit him again! You done?
this is
That's how you do it!
BattleBots.
Robots activated.
Number 5 is alive!
Yes, sir!
We are back with the 5th season of BattleBots, the hardest-hitting, unremitting, robot-splitting tournament of all time. Hi, everybody. I am Chris Rose, joined once again by an all-time UFC legend, the most feared beard in the history of MMA. It's Kenny Florian.
Chris, thank you very much, but Conor McGregor might have something to say about that.
He might. Now, I know both of you guys are very tough, but wait till you see the army of mind-blowing bots that have converged for this season of BattleBots. They'll each have a chance to fight up to 3 times during the regular season, hoping to build a body of work strong enough to earn themselves a spot in the top 32 for our winner-take-all tournament. In the end, only one will take that title and claim the Piece de Resistance, our aptly named trophy, the Giant Nuts! And the teams will see it all from the best seats in the house. Brand new this season, we've got these box-side suites where for the very first time, any one of our builders can get a bot's-eye look at the action.
That means they'll have an unprecedented chance to scout or shout for the rest of the field.
All right, so let's take a look at Season 5's opening night fight card. If this doesn't get your gears spinning, you're probably watching the wrong sport. Tonight, you'll see 8 heavyweight matchups featuring deadly weapons, all designed to inflict maximum damage. We've got one of the most decorated builders in the game, Donald Hudson and his legendary bot, Lockjaw, taking on the full-body spinner, Captain Shredderator, this year led once again by the Godfather himself, Brian Nave. We'll also see the return of Bloodsport, who's out for blood against the Hammersaw of Scorpios, a team that posted an impressive 6-2 record over the past 2 regular seasons.
And I'll tell you right now, who's gonna win? Us. Don't miss this fight. 4 tonight's matchups also featured BattleBots rookies. That's a group headlined by Fusion, a potentially revolutionary new machine courtesy of Team Waiachi and the Ewart family dynasty.
And the cherry on top of tonight's fight card is, of course, our main event. This is easily one of the most anticipated fights in the history of BattleBots. You got the Killer Kiwis, Endgame. They get the bout they've been begging for, taking on the spinning villain, the Emperor of Doom, Ray Billings, and Tombstone.
Over 2 years ago, after just their second fight, Jack Barker and Nick Mabey of Endgame laughed in the face of what seemed like certain death, saying, "Bring on Tombstone." We thought they were just these young pups, but they've proved they can run with the big dogs, and tonight they get the chance to knock out the biggest dog of all.
For more on this fight, let's send it over to our ultimate insider, the robotic juggernaut. We say good day once again to Jenny Taft. Jenny, what's the word back in the pits?
Well, Chris, Kenny, Nick from Endgame said he wanted to fight Tombstone. He just didn't want it to be the first fight of the season. When you go up against Tombstone, one of the most destructive bots in BattleBots, there will be damage. And something Nick is concerned about, they do not have a spare self-rider. When I caught up with Ray, he was cool, calm, and collected. This is Ray Billings. He has been here before, but he made sure to point out to me that Endgame is a bot that is built well. He just didn't know how long this fight would actually go.
Oh, that confident chuckle of Ray Billings. It can only mean one thing, baby. We are back. And it all starts with two veteran teams that expect to make a run at their first championship this season. That's Sawblaze taking on Whiplash right now. It is time for the words we've all been waiting for from the man himself. Farouk, tell him what time it is.
Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready? It's robot fighting time! In the blue square, this bot comes fast. Its saws are blazing, bringing the heat, its temperature raising, putting you through punishment like it was hazing. And I also gotta admit, the engineer's hair is amazing. Give it up for Sawblaze!
There they are, Team Sawblaze, led by Madman from MIT, Jameson Go, sporting that deadly hammer saw. Made it all the way to the quarterfinals last season, looking to improve on that mark this year, and that journey begins tonight.
And Jameson knows how important this opening fight will be for his team. They believe they have one of the top bots here in Sawblaze, and now it's time to prove it.
In the red square, to quote Dustin Hoffman, he's an excellent driver. Not many have left a match with him a survivor, but instead of Rain Man, he's here to bring the pain, man. It's definitely Whiplash!
And there you see the Vasquez family, known to us as Team Whiplash. Father Jeff, his two sons Jason and Matt, along with their mom Debbie, made a deep run to the semifinals last year. Kenny, this is a team that many of the builders here think could win it all this season.
That articulating vertical disc allows them to attack opponents in so many different ways. Whiplash is one of the most unique bots in the field, and Matty Vasquez might just be the best driver in this entire competition.
All right, I want to introduce you to a brand new team member. He is not brand new to the BattleBots world. He was there in 1994 for the founding of this sport. He built one of the most famous robots of all time in Ronin. He is a special effects wizard, also our man on the inside. He is now our bot whisperer. He is the one and only Peter Abramson. Pete, what's going on?
Well, guys, I'm super excited to have moved from the background to the foreground now. This is going to be pretty amazing for me. First of all, there's two of my favorite drivers that are in this bout right now. I can't wait for this match because, like, Jameson, he's really worked on getting the wedge to be the lowest wedge he can possibly have to get underneath Whiplash. And then Whiplash went completely the opposite direction and put some really big flat wedges on so that they can deflect that hammer saw when it comes down and starts hitting on top of their robot, rather than let Jameson drive up the front of their face.
All right, Pete, thank you very much. Kenny, how do we get one of those nifty name tags?
I like that.
He's got Bot Whisperer on his. Do I get generic host on mine and you get cool guy analyst on yours or something?
We need patches.
Yeah.
Robots activate.
All right, if you need a refresher, each battle will consist of a single 3-minute bout. The goal, to completely destroy or disable your opponent. If you can't do that, our panel of judges will declare a victor. And remember, the box is a minefield of hazards. Screws, hammers controlled by the other team, and kill saws that become active in the final minute of the fight.
Ready? Let's do this. Light them up. Slash and burn.
Ready.
Go.
Here we go. We are getting ready for two of the best young drivers in the biz.
Come on.
We've been waiting an entire year to say this.
Here we go.
Let the bot battle begin. Nice little side kiss and then one face on.
Sawblaze all over Whiplash here, pushing them towards the side of the box.
Doing a nice job of pushing and shoving Whiplash right into the corner.
Jameson Go told us this will be a battle for low ground, and he is winning that fight, Chris.
Here we go again. That big drivetrain of Sawblaze looking dominant in the early going. And oh! Scores some points right there. Sawblaze lands a little shot to the underbelly.
Matt Vasquez needs to get control of his bot here.
Remember, the damage category is all about your use of the primary weapon. Oh! Jameson Go taking Whiplash into the screws.
Yeah, Whiplash is landing some nice shots over the top, though, Chris.
Yeah, Whiplash doing a great job of attacking with that weapon in the backwards position. Looking to evade Sawblaze now.
Right now, those forks of Sawblaze really doing the business on Whiplash, though. Anytime they go nose to nose, it's Sawblaze getting the better of Whiplash.
And Kenny, there's no question about it. A minute through this match that Sawblaze has been the one on the attack. He has been the chaser instead of the chasee.
That's the first big hit with the primary weapon, though, Chris. It's interesting how the judges are going to see this.
If this does indeed go the full 3 minutes.
These are two of the most durable and seasoned bots in BattleBots history.
Jameson Go's got Whiplash up on the screws. Whiplash has got to work its way off. But look at Jameson Go. He says, you ain't getting off those screws, boy.
Sawblaze just has so much horsepower.
Whoa.
There's a nice shot from Sawblaze again.
Once again. Oh! He's cutting his teeth on Whiplash.
In the corner. You got him. You got him.
And here's Sawblaze pulling Whiplash. Lands the shots. He takes him to the side of the box. Whiplash could be in trouble here.
What are you doing?
A huge shot to the top of Whiplash.
Hell yeah!
Could it be a knockout, Chris?
Whiplash is not moving.
He may have sent Whiplash into the shadow realm.
Whiplash can move its arms. Sawblaze is already doing its victory dance, anticipating a countdown. Here it comes. What a performance. Jameson Go and Sawblaze. Talk trash if you want. You are a winner.
What a performance there from Jameson Go and Team Sawblaze. Wow.
Talk about living up to your game plan with Jameson Go and Sawblaze, Kenny.
Well, before this fight, the Bot Whisperer told us that Jameson had been working on that wedge all offseason. There, those forks getting underneath Whiplash. There's a nice shot with that vertical saw as well.
Later on, Jameson Go just continued his dominant driving.
Yeah, and I thought that, Matt Vasquez showed some nice defensive driving as well, some nice counter shots over the top of Sawblaze, but Sawblaze just had too much power, just a dominant performance from Team Sawblaze.
And then finally the knockout shot.
And that's the finish there for Team Sawblaze.
Jameson Go. Jameson, what kind of scream was that? Was that one of like, I can't believe we just kicked some bot? You all right?
Oh man, I gotta check my pulse again, because that definitely felt like, oh,
It's like a lot of, we've been waiting so long to fight these robots. It's all that pent-up emotion that we've had for so long. And there it is, that's the scream. That's the emotion.
Jameson, you believe this was really going to be a ground battle, and you believed whoever was able to get underneath the other was going to win this fight. Seems like that's exactly how it went down.
Yeah, I totally agree. We were able to get underneath from the sides, and after he bent up the front a little bit, able to get them from the front. Matt did a great job. He did a little trick where he tried to hit with the back of the blade, and he actually got us a few times. However, my team put together very quickly an additional top plate to defend against the critical parts of the robot. So I think maybe without that, it'd be a different story. But, my team's awesome. Great job, team. Thank you very much for your hard work.
Jameson Go, congratulations. An awesome start. See you down the line.
Thank you very much.
Well, talk about trying to impress the selection committee. In the very first fight of the season, Jameson Go and Sawblaze did just that. They came out and got a statement win over Whiplash.
Dude, J-Mo, nice driving, man. That was awesome.
And with that, the 2020 season is officially underway. Stick around for more BattleBots Fight Night. Welcome back to BattleBots on opening night of our 2020 season. One fight down, 7 to go. And this next matchup brings a lot of intrigue. It's Fusion taking on Mad Catter. Let's start with Fusion. This is a rookie bot, courtesy of Team Waiachi and the legendary Ewart family. Over the past decade, the Ewarts have introduced a number of new bots. Son of Waiachi, Falcon, Warrior Dragon, and of course last year, the Flipper Hydra. But with Fusion, this might be their most ambitious design yet. The first robot of its kind with a vertical and horizontal weapon on a single bot. At the helm will be 26-year-old Reese Ewart. Of course, BattleBots is in his blood, but he hasn't been behind the controls since he was 12 years old. So what happens if he doesn't win the Giant Nut, or at least have a good showing? Is he allowed back in the state of Wisconsin or not?
He will. He'll just be ridiculed for the rest of his life.
All right, taking on Mad Catter, led by Martin Mason, who is like the WWE guy. I will sell. I love Mad Catter. I bring mad energy to the show, and he does. What about his bot this year?
The guy is absolutely hilarious, but, don't be distracted by the character. His bot is both modular and strategic. He thinks he's got a really good bot that can get in the top 16.
If he wins, the guy might just be running around the box in circles. It's going to be a ton of fun. Can't wait to see how it plays out. Farouk, do what you do.
In the blue square, from Abbotsford, Wisconsin, the two-headed terror, Fusion!
Kenny, one bot, 2 weapons, and a whole lot of expectations for Team Fusion.
Listen, the Ewarts seem to bring a new bot almost every year. Last season, they struck gold with Hydra. They're hoping they can do the same here with Fusion, so there's a lot riding on this fight.
In the red square, from Pomona, California, it's the gritty kitty, Meow! Mad Catter!
Oh, look at the eyes. Kenny, that thing's scaring me.
That is one crazy cat. The bot looks wild, too.
By the way, kudos to Martin's daughter, Katie, who is a graphic design major, for coming out and decorating this artistic bot.
We're fighting Fusion, and I'll tell you what, we're gonna tear them apart. We put the plow on the robot, that's gonna deal with that little weed whacker, that little tickler they've got on the back. We also put the arm on here, that's gonna give us a lot of flexibility to deal with anything they might try.
We're just gonna get the weapon spun up, wait back for him to come into us, and then, wail on him. I'm gonna try and rip him to shreds as fast as possible.
Are you kidding me with this piece of garbage? Where'd you find this?
Martin Mason, never change.
Robots activate.
All right, Kenny, here we go. It's Fusion, and Mad Catter as the 2020 season gets into full swing.
Blue team ready.
It'll be interesting to see which weapon Fusion wants to attack with first, Chris.
Red team ready.
Yeah, and you know Mad Catter is just ready to pounce. Let the bot battle begin. Rush. Massive hit there by Mad Catter. Unreal. And already it looks like Fusion is a bit off center.
Welcome to the battle box, Reese Ewart.
But look at this, trying to use that vertical disc spinner and going right into the cat's meow. We had major shrapnel on that hit. Oh boy, getting.
Fusion losing some control there due to that horizontal spinner.
Oh!
Big hit by Mad Catter there.
Fusion rips a chunk out of Mad Catter and then ricochets off that wedge.
Wow!
Fusion has been inverted. Oh, another big shot.
Fusion is hurt, Chris, and Mad Catter is still going strong.
Mad Catter taking it to Fusion, which is on fire.
Wow!
Major fire inside the battle box there in the first minute of this fight.
This is not what he planned for.
Fusion has lost the vertical disc spinner, has lost its ability to use its horizontal spinner as well, Kenny.
Yeah, they are behind the 8-ball now. Let's see how durable this bot is. Can they make it to the closing bell?
At this point, the only thing that Fusion could do is just push around Mad Catter. While it's on fire, it's basically a barbecue on wheels.
Well, Reese Ewart said he didn't want his robot to explode, and he might have jinxed himself.
Mad Catter now trying to push Fusion into the corner and drop the pulverizer. That 100-pound hammer right on its head.
Mad Catter may just want to back off here, see if it can draw a countdown.
Catter, I don't know if he's trying to flip the burger or what.
10, 9,
Here comes the countdown.
7, 6, 5.
It won't be left on the grill any longer.
1, that's a knockout.
Mad Catter with the KO of the new bot Fusion. Kenny, Mad Catter could not wait to get the 2020 season going.
What a hit. And I tell you what, he was talking about, being strategic out there, but also being aggressive. Took out Fusion, really shell-shocked him from the get-go.
And what did you think of Fusion? So high in terms of expectations with the dual weapons, a vertical spinner, a horizontal spinner, and neither one could lay that blow.
Well, again, when you have two high-energy weapons, again, you're going to have to run a ton of energy out there, and I think they burned out both those motors very early, and that's what lost in the fight in association with those big hits.
Martin Mason, I thought you'd be running around the battle box after knocking out the newbie. You okay?
You know what? We were gonna bring it. This was gonna be a total meltdown. We promised you that, and we brought the meltdown. I'm gonna tell you what, I am so proud of these kids. These kids did great, and we are gonna keep bringing it the entire time we're here.
Martin, you're 1-0, you have a knockout. How does it feel to start the season this way?
It feels great. We got a few scratches in the paint. We're gonna get it sorted. You're gonna see us again.
Martin Mason, Mad Catter, congratulations on laying the smackdown.
You got it, bro! Thank you! Yeah.
Martin Mason, do we have to, plug him in? Does he have to recharge for his next fight? How does that work?
Man, I feel like I need a recharge. What a fight. I mean, the guy brings the energy out of the battle box, inside the battle box. What a fight.
So it's a disappointing debut for Team Fusion, who falls to 0-1, courtesy of that Mad Catter knockout. All right, so far, 2 fights, 2 knockouts. And we've got Malice versus Axe Backwards coming your way right after this. All right, we are back on BattleBots Fight Night. Right now, it's Malice versus the full-body drum spinner Axe Backwards. And Kenny, let's start with Malice, led by first-time captain Adrian Bunny Soriol. Now, Bunny, we have seen her with several teams throughout the years, most recently Shatter during 2019. But now she's the captain. She says she's nervous, she's excited, but she believes that she belongs 100%.
You know, when you're a part of many different teams, you learn a lot about how to do things, how not to do things. She feels she's best prepared right now.
And tonight, taking on somebody that's looking for a little redemption, Kurt Durgin and the bot Axe Backwards. He described last season as, quote, brutal. I don't think he'd get any argument from anybody here. He has just one win since 2018. How's it getting going?
You know, Kurt was pretty honest with us. He said, listen, I come from an electrical engineering background. I need someone from a mechanical engineering background. He's added one, and he believes he has the right team now to find some success in BattleBots.
Should be a whole lot of fun. Farouk, it's all you.
In the blue square, from San Jose, California, the belle of the brawl, Malice!
And there we see Malice, which sports a 65-pound horizontal drum spinner. Bunny calls that monster weapon Big Red.
Well, it's definitely an unorthodox weapon choice. Normally, you see this type of drum spinner on a vertical plane. I'm very interested to see what kind of damage it can do.
In the red square, from Vero Beach, Florida, it's the Ratchet Hatchet, Axe Backwards!
Kenny, when Axe Backwards debuted in 2018, the idea of a full-body drum spinner, it seemed pretty darn cool. The entire robot is a weapon, and it's the biggest drum in the field. Unfortunately, it hasn't had a lot of success.
In a lot of ways, this season will be make or break for Axe Backwards as a design, a concept. At a certain point, you just have to start seeing results.
My strategy for fighting Axe Backwards is to hit them hard and hit them on their tires so they explode. We're gonna use Big Red. Big Red is our 65-pound drumette. It's a very large, thick disc, and it spins at 180 tip speed. Oh, I'm so ready for this. I'm ready.
So our first matchup against Malice, I'm really excited about. We have fire this year. We have flamethrowers built into the tail of this robot. So she has a belt drive that could slip potentially. The rubber will heat up and start to slip. Their weapon won't work anymore after that. My plan of attack, I think, is going to be just a box rusher. I think if we're all up in her face before she can spin up her weapon, it will minimize the damage on our part. I hope Malice has her pilot's license because I'm going to send her to the ceiling.
All right, it's Malice versus Axe Backwards. And look at this, Kenny. The trash talk has already begun. Here we go. Shot by Malice, which is going right for the tires. Oh my gosh! We have a huge bot flaming! Whoa! Unbelievable! Bunny Soriol's team lights up the battle box in its very first fight.
What a hit by Malice!
Right, there is a little movement. There it is. Kurt is trying to find a way to extend this fight. His parts continue to fly off his bot.
One more hit, Kurt!
Uh-oh, they're going in for another hit, it looks like, Chris.
There it is! And another! Malice is like a mad dog off a leash! Look out! Look out! Oh!
Yes. That might have been the knockout blow, Chris.
I got no drive.
Unbelievable! You can hear Kurt Durgin saying, "I've got no drive."
10.
Here comes the countdown.
8. Knockout. 6.
Malas with a huge shot. Big time Flames and win number 1.
I have no idea what happened.
Did she just say suck it?
She did.
Who is she, Pete Weber in the PBA Tour? To quote the legendary comedian Eddie Murphy, now that's a foul.
Yeah, absolutely. And to quote Mike Tyson, everyone has a plan until you get hit in the face. And that's exactly what happened. This was very Mike Tyson-esque fight here from Malice. I mean, went right at him, hit him right in the face, and this fight was over in seconds.
Give Axe Backwards and Kurt and his crew credit. They tried to get those wheels spinning, but they just had nothing left after turning into a bot of flame. Bunny.
Hi, Chris and Kenny.
Your first win as a team captain? How did that feel?
Amazing. It was like all these years of people telling me that I can't. There you go. First knockout. How many people come here and then don't do well their first fight? And here I am, killing it with my team. Look at these guys. Look at these amazing guys. I can't even tell you how wonderful it is to go in there and just make flames. Look at these ears. This is what I do.
Bunny, why are you tearing up?
I can't even tell you how hard we worked on this robot. Probably 700 hours into this robot. And they just went in there and they did what it's supposed to do, and they killed it.
There we go. Cleansing breath. Go celebrate with your team. Congratulations on win number 1.
Kenny, it was so nice to see you.
All right, things are heating up here on opening night. 3 fights down, 3 knockouts, and I'm starting to wonder if the judges should even get paid. But hey, there's more BattleBots coming your way right after this. Welcome back to BattleBots. As with most things in life at the moment, it's all a little different this year. For our 2020 season, we're lucky enough to have our team's box side for all the action. Right now, we are joined by a very special guest, the captain of Team Hypershock, Will Bales, who's up in the opera boxes. You've got some pretty good seats up there, huh?
Yeah, this is pretty great. I like watching from above. This is nice.
Is it good in order to scout the competition up there? I mean, how much information can you actually draw when you're watching a fight from up there?
Oh, it's everything. You need to know who you're fighting, how hard they hit, what their driving style is, where in the arena they like to sit, and where they're comfortable, because you can take advantage of that. If they like being really close to their side, then just play around in the opposite corner.
And Will, what's it going to take for you and your team to take this competition?
Well, it's going to take a lot of work in the pits, a lot of luck, and a lot of planning, a lot of prep, and really good driving.
And finally, for people that are sitting here at home and say, okay, I do have the confidence to build a robot, but I will never have Will Bales' hair, what do you say to them?
You can wear a hat. You can, just dye it. Kyle here, he's doing a great job.
Oh, yeah.
Isaac also has wonderful dye job here. It's top notch.
Will Bales, thanks as always for the time and the energy.
Absolutely. Thanks, guys.
So we've got 3 fights in the books, and it's Bloodsport taking on Scorpios next on the card. They should be gearing up for it as we speak. But I got to be honest, Kenny, my eyes are starting to wander down to that main event. Jack Barker and Endgame called out Tombstone a couple of seasons ago, and now they'll finally get the matchup they've been asking for.
Oh, what a huge hit by Endgame!
We were feeling pretty good in our rookie season. We were on a bit of a win streak.
Endgame, ferocious!
And I think Jack took it maybe a little bit too far and called out the champ.
Who else do you want to take down?
We'd take Tombstone. I think Tombstone should be more worried than us.
Oh, those are fighting words!
It's Tombstone!
I know it's a match that they've wanted for a while now.
Oh my goodness.
Be careful what you wish for.
He hits you once, and it could be all over.
Endgame is a very well-built machine. It's a very tough machine. Pretty strong vertical spinner. I want to see them in pieces in 90 seconds. That's what we're after.
Oh,
Huge shot! Always a threat to do damage with that heavy vertical weapon!
The disc spins at about 4,500 RPM, which is pretty high.
For Tombstone this year, we brought several different weapon bars. This is a new one that I made this year, so there's some new material that I'm trying out that I haven't used before. I expect that there's going to be a lot of power unleashed.
We've watched all of Tombstone's fights, and we know that he struggles against wedges.
Rotator's wedge doing some amazing work there.
We've set it up with a big wedge at the front. We're hoping that he'll ride up the wedge into the weapon, and we'll be able to watch him do his flips.
Tombstone is in big-time trouble, Chris.
At some point, we're thinking that this season was the season that we were going to fight him. I don't know if we were all mentally prepared for it to be the very first fight.
The original build for Tombstone started in 2003. So I've been refining this design for 17 years.
The Kingdom Kinetic Energy has done it again.
Tombstone has been around for almost as long as Jack Barker has.
So we're about to put our money where our mouth is and pay the price for what we said a couple years ago.
Tombstone will win by knockout.
We are back on BattleBots Fight Night. Kenny Florian and Chris Rose. Next up on our power-packed opening night fight card, it's the deadly bar spinner Bloodsport taking on the hammer saw Scorpios. It's a pair of bots that had pretty successful seasons in 2019, looking to take that next step in 2020. And let's start with Scorpios, driven by veteran driver Zach Littell. He actually told us, listen, we are shooting for the giant nut. Confidence or overconfidence here?
Listen, Scorpios has proven time and again that it's a really durable bot. It's got that big plow on the front. They use that saw to attack the top of their opponents, where a lot of robots are weak on armor. They're going to be a tough out for anyone.
Yeah, I think they're feeling confident, rightfully so.
Second season performance now for Bloodsport, anchored by Justin Marple. Justin was very funny and honest with us. He said last year as rookies, we had no idea what we were doing out there. Still, he managed to pick up 4 wins. Didn't make the round of 16, but he's got a lot more confidence this time around.
I mean, not too shabby to have a winning record at BattleBots in your very first season.
3 of those wins came by knockout. I think Justin Marple and Bloodsport could turn out to be one of the top teams here in just their second year on BattleBots.
Let's find out. Farouk?
In the blue square, from Cambridge, Massachusetts, it's Bloodsport!
All right, Justin Marple's bot looking a little different this time around.
Man, I've never seen that blade. We definitely didn't see that last season. That thing looks crazy.
We'll see if it can dish out the pain.
In the red square, from Crockett, California, it's Scorpios!
We've seen several different versions of Scorpios over the years. What do you like about this one?
Well, I tell you what, their hammer saw has always been a very dangerous weapon for them, but this one in particular, they believe, can do some serious damage on any bot it gets a hold of.
For our first match, we're fighting Scorpios. We have these wedgelets in front that can get under the opponent, and hopefully that means we can get them off their drive base and we can push them to walls and under the pulverizer and things like that. First time we're running this new bot configuration, so it'll be exciting to see how it works out. Our strategy is to control the tempo of the match.
We have a big steel front, and he has a little spinning blade, and I want to pin that to the wall and keep it from getting up to speed. We're hoping to just defeat Bloodsport quick and easy. We want to get through this with as little damage as possible.
Robots activate. All right, so Peter, let's focus on Bloodsport. Please explain that weapon.
I know it's pretty massive compared to the old bar that they used to just have, but this is designed specifically for saw-type bots. As you notice, it covers their whole robot, giving them a complete coverage for when that saw comes down, and it can't bite into any of the important components underneath Bloodsport. That hammer saw should be able to cut through a lot of stuff. Whether they can get through Bloodsport's weapon, that's anybody's guess.
Well, it is time to find out. Peter, thanks as always for the insight.
Blue team ready.
This should be a good one.
Red team ready.
A pair of evenly matched teams.
Let the carnage begin!
Scorpios whiffs on the box rush. Bloodsport with that weapon up to full spin. Whoa! Whoa! Holy smokes! What just happened?
Bloodsport just launched Scorpios halfway across the battle box, but lost 2 of its wedglets in the process.
But Scorpios right back in pursuit, keeping the pressure on. Oh! Massive hit!
Not the battle bot sign!
We're gonna charge you for that! That'll be on your hotel bill when you leave.
Wow!
Scorpios looking to get underneath Bloodsport and exert some control here.
Oh! That saw of Scorpios looks like it's wobbly.
It is.
It's bent, Chris.
And here comes the pulverizer. It's not getting a great angle right now on Bloodsport, but it's definitely hitting that weapon on top. Yep. Bloodsport has got to free itself, and it does.
Bloodsport is looking to create some space here so it can get that weapon up to speed.
Spin, 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 spin.
Ah, you can really hear that thing humming. Scorpios feeling confident in that plow. He's really looking to force the issue here.
Looks like Bloodsport's trying to attack the wheels of Scorpios. So far, no dice.
Look at the sparks created. Oh! Big time energy release on that.
Oh!
Holy smokes, there's another one.
Yeah, I'm gonna let the weapon cool. Weapon cool.
Chris, the right side of Scorpios has taken a beating in these exchanges.
Yeah, Kenny, you can clearly see it. The frame is bent, the tire's sheared, and Scorpios looking a little punch drunk.
Something just smoking.
Some serious damage, Chris. I think Bloodsport got to their electronics. Scorpios barely moving.
Is it enough to prevent a countdown? Bloodsport on the attack.
Oh no, that frame.
Getting that weapon to spin up yet again. Is he going to go in for another shot?
Let him swing forward. He's got to come out.
Bloodsport kind of creeping at him, going, "You want some of this, bro? Come on!"
Hey, Scorpios is out of options here, and the countdown has begun.
7, 6,
Bloodsport just standing in front of him, taunting his victim.
What a great fight!
Scorpios is knocked out.
What an impressive performance by Bloodsport. Justin Marple and his crew fired up, and you guys should be. Kenny, if that was indeed the game plan by Bloodsport, it certainly worked out after taking a huge hit early.
Well, you can tell they're from Boston because there was no bark. They were all bite. They went right in there to fight. I mean, my goodness, an aggressive game plan there from Justin Marple and Team Bloodsport.
Yeah, Scorpios in the early going won the game of push and shove, but then you can see the damage from that weapon that Pete told us all about, causing some serious damage to the front grille of Scorpios.
Yeah, even the great driving of Zach Lytle could save him here.
Kenny, there's always those bots in the second or third year where they have some experience on the belt and they make that huge leap. I think we just saw one.
Yeah, Justin Marple and his team at Bloodsport, they're really coming into their own. I mean, beating a veteran team like Scorpios and an excellent driver in Zach Lytle really says a lot.
No question about it. In the meantime, our amazing crew back there working on a... Hi, guys. Let's see it. Hi, guys. Keep working. They're doing a great job fixing that pulverizer back there. All right, coming up, it's a matchup you will not want to miss. It's the legend, Donald Hudson and Lockjaw, taking on America's own
Captain Shredderator. That's coming up next as BattleBots Fight Night rolls on. All right, we are back on BattleBots Fight Night, and up next, a pair of veterans, including one in Donald Hudson and Lockjaw that's got its eyes on the biggest prize. Donald told us, listen, it's been a while since I've gotten my hands on the hardware. He really believes he's got the bot yet again to pull it off.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the benefit of bringing the same bot or a similar bot every season. You'll learn of its weaknesses, you can improve it over time, and I think that's exactly what Donald Hudson has done.
In the other corner, you got Brian Nave, who's back running the ship for Captain Shredderator. Last year went winless. He said, listen, for 2 decades, this has been striking fear in the rest of the BattleBots community. Right now, we don't know what's going on. So what is going on?
Well, you know, he was really frustrated with the lack of reliability in last season's spot. And for a full-body spinner like Shredderator, reliability is especially key. Every impact it makes with its opponents, it's hitting with its weapon, which can be effective, but also means it has to absorb a lot of punishment over the course of a fight. Brian always says if he's spinning, he's winning. We'll see if he can keep it spinning tonight.
Ready to check this one out?
Let's do it.
Farouk, take it away.
In the blue square, lock it up, lock it in. Battle this bot, it's a sin. It's Lockjaw!
Well, there he is, Donald Hudson, who has been building combat robots since 1996. Lockjaw is an incredibly versatile machine, Kenny, and Donald has the all-around skills to match.
In the red square, this bot will hit you so hard, you'll separate her. Give it up for Captain Shredderator!
Brian Nave back driving Captain Shredderator, and Kenny, this is a team that's really struggled, just 1 win since 2015.
Yeah, he sure has, and really has gone back to the basics, and in bringing an older bot, he believes he's going to find a lot more success this season.
Brian Nave told us it takes 2 seconds to get spinning up to a dangerous speed, 5 seconds, and it's up to full speed. We'll see if Captain Shredderator is up to the challenge. And for more on this fight, let's bring in the Bot Whisperer. Pete, what can you tell us about these 2 veteran teams?
Donald has completely rebuilt Lockjaw from the ground up. Even though it looks the same, it is a brand new bot. But on the opposite end of the spectrum, we have Brian, who went ahead and stripped out all the bells and whistles out of Captain Shredderator. There's no magnets. He's gone back to an old contactor to get it to be old reliable. Right before this fight, Brian came to me and said, I think Donald has chosen the wrong wedge for the back of Lockjaw. We'll see how that plays out.
Robots activate.
All right, it's the first road test for both of these bots in 2020. Who's gonna walk away with the win? Lockjaw leading with that wedge. Oh, we've already got some sparks inside the box. Shredderator ripped a piece of Lockjaw's wedge off in that exchange.
Oh, big hit there.
And there goes a piece of tire. Shredderator with a near perfect start here, and now both weapons are firing up.
Whoa!
Look out for some action here.
Yeah, that first hit really messed up that wedge. Oh!
There goes the Frisbee, and it takes a shot from the screws.
Already seeing some bot parts all over the battle box right now, Chris. Captain Shredderator out of control.
That only took 35 seconds. Now they're right in front of us. Shredderator backed into a corner, and it's smoking too.
Are you kidding me?
This is a non-smoking zone, Brian Nave. This could be bad news for Shredderator, which can only do damage when it gets into the center of the box and can spin up to full speed.
Looks like Donald Hudson's having some problems with his primary weapon. That's starting to slow down, but he wants to finish the job and let the battle box do it.
So Shredderator right now cannot spin. Seems to have lost its ability to do that. Donald Hudson's vertical disc spinner is not working. So now, who has the advantage in this scenario, Kenny?
Well, without the ability to spin, Shredderator is in big trouble here. He has no real way to score points, and now Lockjaw looking to take advantage.
Nice driving there by Brian Nave.
Nick Nave, Brian's son, has been the one driving Shredderator the last few years, so Brian said it might take him a fight or two to get his driving skills back, but so far he's been able to elude Donald Hudson till then.
Lockjaw got caught up in the kill saws there. Without that weapon, Shredderator desperately needs to bob and weave here to stay alive.
Oh, he's got to get out of there, Kenny. There he is. Lockjaw delivers Shredderator into the screws, and he's going to get ground up here. Can Brian Nave escape?
Uh-oh, and now look at this. That primary weapon of Donald Hudson is back working again.
Will Lockjaw choose to finish him, or will the refs beat him to the punch?
10, 9,
and there it is. The countdown has started. Shredderator in control of this fight early, and now rendered helpless in the teeth of the screws.
Shredderator is knocked out.
A reversal of fortune here on opening night. Donald Hudson takes care of business, knocking out Captain Shredderator.
Spin again.
Donald Hudson really doing what everyone expected him to do. What a performance there. Captain Shredderator, the struggles continue, unfortunately.
Kenny wasn't the most dominant box rush right off the top. Took Donald a little while to get there, but still successful nonetheless.
Well, it was still a very big hit, but I tell you what, Brian Nave did some really great driving during the course of that fight.
The problem with Shredderator was he never landed that one critical blow that is so important for a full-body spinner.
Yeah, that's right. Donald Hudson has so much experience going against these full-body spinners, and I just think his design was just built specifically for someone like Captain Shredderator. Not only a win, but a knockout.
So after Shredderator had him on the ropes, Donald Hudson turns the tables and notches that oh-so-important first win. Coming up, it's a matchup you won't want to miss. Two rookies looking to start their BattleBots careers with a win. That's Rusty squaring up to Sporkanock. And don't forget, we're driving toward tonight's main event. It's the Killer Kiwis Endgame, taking on the Grim Reaper himself, the king of kinetic energy, former BattleBots champion, Tombstone! We are back on BattleBots. 5 fights in the books, and we just witnessed Captain Shredderator lose its first match of the 2020 season. Our very own Jenny Taft caught up with Captain Brian Nave after the loss to find out what went wrong.
Brian, hello.
Hey, Jenny, how you doing?
Good to see you. I heard a little rumor that the reason why your bot had a little trouble in the box was as simple as this.
It was as simple as that.
And
Stupid little pin.
I can't
All
even...
of this, and that killed it.
Wow. Can you please explain this to me and why this was the issue?
Since we got rid of all our high tech in this row back, we went all the way back to 2003 technology, because that's when it was winning. I wanted to get back to winning again. So we have a brake on it now that we had never tried before.
Okay.
And this kept the brake disengaged. And when we took that big hit and flew in the air, it sheared this pin and applied a brake. So the rest of the match, every time we tried to spin up, the brake was stopping it. So the motors were fighting the brake and the brake weren't.
It's an obvious question, but I mean, how frustrating is this to you?
I cannot even explain. I
Getting in
never
the
want
way.
to see that pin again.
No, never. All right, we're done. Thank you for your time.
All right, thanks. Nice talking to you.
We look forward to Shredderator's next fight as Jenny Taft continues to get it done back in the pits. In the meantime, let's get back to our next fight. For the first time ever, we have a trans captain. Her name is Lilith Specht. She is the captain of Sporkanock. Even though she's new to BattleBots, she is not new to robot fighting. She's been running some smaller events down in Orlando, Florida. She's ready to show that she's got the goods. She is taking on another rookie robot named Rusty. The captain here is Dave Eaton. You want to know all about his crew? The rest of them are named Dave Eaton, and Dave Eaton, and Dave Eaton. It's a one-man show. He's put this thing together with bubble gum, popsicle sticks, and a dream that it will in fact work. Let's see how this one goes. Farouk, you got this.
In the blue square, from Orlando, Florida, it's not a southpaw, it's a mouthclaw. Here's Sporkanaut.
Lilith Specht, a 33-year-old accountant by day, ready to show that this bot is ready to do its job, Kenny.
Lilith designed Sporkanaut to run as either a hammer or a lifter. That's the configuration you see here. She wants to use those sharp mandibles to get underneath her opponent and control the fight.
In the red square, from Antioch, Illinois, it puts the die in oxidize. Don't worry, it happens to lots of guys. It's Rusty.
Dave Eaton grew up on a farm. He's used just about anything he can find on his parents' farm, thrown it together, and that looks like one of my salad bowls.
Well, you know, he calls that primary weapon a hammer spike, and curious to see if it can do some damage.
Here we go.
I'm here alone, one-man band. I'm getting it done by myself, you know, doing what I need to do, and I've kind of got it all planned out, and I've got the get up and go to get it done. There's a lot of great teams here and stuff that I'm trying to compete against. Things came together, I got the robot and everything's ready to go, and I'm ready to do it.
I love Rusty's look. I have never seen it fight. I don't know the builder. It'll be interesting to see what it does. I don't know if it's fast or slow. It's completely unknown. That's exciting in its own way.
Robots activate.
All right, so let's put this into some perspective, Kenny. This probably isn't a preview of the BattleBots Championship Final.
No, that's right. These are two rookie teams, two brand new bots. It's their first time driving them inside the battle box. This is like a jump in the deep end, Chris.
And so it's sink or swim for Sporkanaut and Rusty.
Oh, this is really happening.
Let the bot battle begin. Sporkanaut on the attack. Rusty trying to get away. Oh, gosh, don't take yourself into the rails there.
Oh, Sporkanaut gets under Rusty and manages to tip him over. Come on, Rusty. Can he get up? Huh?
He does have a self-riding mechanism, Chris.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
There you go.
Nice. I was worried there for a second. Well done by the junkyard bot.
Now Rusty's going to have to find a way to score some points.
Rusty rising that spike up in the air.
An intimidating posture. Rusty lowers that needle into nothing.
Takes a little bit to get your bearings straight when you haven't fought in this large a venue.
That lifter on Sporkanaut looks like it's stuck in the upright position, Chris.
You know, these type of matches are road tests for new bots, Kenny. Not everybody can jump into the box and be tombstone right away. Now, we did see Mad Catter score a knockout earlier tonight. That bot was definitely in the startup category last year. But I gotta say, Rusty might be the cutest little bot I've ever seen.
The front of it looks like something out of Star Wars.
The only thing is, I don't know if they're trying to inject him with a hypodermic needle or what that thing is on top.
This is a great opportunity here for Rusty.
Get in there. Get in there, Rusty, trying to do some damage to the back tires.
Oh, darn.
I think that may have caused some damage, Kenny.
Yeah, Rusty looks like he's in the driver's seat now. Sporkanaut not looking good.
Can Rusty pull off the win in its debut performance on BattleBots? Whatever occurred in that exchange there looks like it may have been enough to hurt Sporkanaut.
Sporkanaut looks like she might be tapped out, and Rusty doing a little shuffle here. He thinks he's got it.
10,
and here comes the countdown from the junkyard to the big show. David Eaton and
Rusty has come into the battle box and picked up a win.
That's a knockout!
And look at the excitement on David's face. Unbelievable. Hey, listen, Kenny, this is the sort of stuff that happens when you get two rookie bots matched up against each other for the very first time.
Yeah, absolutely. And you see, Sporkanock did a great job of tipping Rusty over, but Rusty able to self-right. That was just brilliant stuff there from Dave Eaton. And he had some nice shots there, was able to attack the backside of Sporkanock.
And then here you go, dropping the needle. Obviously, it did something to Team Sporkanock because after this, we didn't hear from Lilith Speck's bot.
I hope that needle is clean, Chris.
Well, we threw a little hand sanitizer on it.
There you go.
Don't worry about it. All right, David Eaton, yeah, you've given us a few. Woo!
Yeah,
woo!
I'm pumped up, I tell you what. I feel like I'm dreaming right now, guys. That was intense. I have never, it's my first time out, obviously, and I am lit up, I'll tell you what.
You know, you don't have any other team members to blame, but since it's just yourself, you can also congratulate yourself for all the work you put in, man. Dave, take us through the fight, man.
Yeah, you know, honestly, being in the box and stuff, trying to get coordinated with the layout and stuff, it was really hard. I was like, oh my gosh, this bot moves faster than I thought he did, right? So I was trying to get my bearings and stuff and get used to getting him squared up and then getting that hammer down on him. And it was tough. It was tough. I can understand some of these drivers and stuff. This is not as easy as it looks.
Dave, we have never seen a robot design quite like this. Please explain where the idea came from.
So honestly, I wanted to get into it, and I was like, hey, I gotta start building up a body and stuff. And my parents' farm, I just would go out back and be like, hey, there's some square tubing there, and hey, there's a round tube. And I just started putting stuff together. And then once I got the body together, I was like, hey, I can put tracks on it.
Dave, this is amazing. I mean, you've got a great personality. Obviously, you have a passion for robotics.
Yeah.
You are currently undefeated. You got your first win, man.
I did, yeah, thank you. Thank you very much. I can't believe it. It's a dream come true, guys.
Do you have a celebratory dance that you do or something?
A celebratory dance?
Yes! There you go. It's the Rusty Shakes. David Eaton, congratulations. A job well done, my friend.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Chalk one up for the big farm boy from Illinois, Dave Eaton. And by the way, he's so funny, he's going to be performing on the Ha-Ha Hole down in Pico once they open that thing back up in the near future. Dave Eaton, check mark by your name. Job well done, my friend. Hey, we're only one fight away from the main event, so let's not waste any time. We'll be right back with more BattleBots Fight Night. All right, we are back on BattleBots Fight Night. And don't look now, but we're only one fight away from tonight's main event and our first glimpse of the most notorious bar spinner in the sport, Tombstone. There's the man, Ray Billings, gearing up for this highly anticipated fight. He'll be taking on Endgame. And there's Nick Mabey and Jack Barker, who called out the former champ just a couple of seasons ago. But right now, we'll see rookie Smee taking on someone who's made quite a name for himself in the BattleBots community these past few seasons. That's Edward Robinson and Sharkoprian. It's really an emotional time for Edward because this is going to be his final go-around. And this is the first time he's competing without his longtime BattleBots partner, John Hoffman, who unfortunately died because of cancer. And we talked to Edward ahead of time. He was in tears. He said, listen, I have to win this first fight in John's memory. Taking on a BattleBots rookie, Joe Fabiani. The name of his bot is Smee. And we asked Joe, wait, is that 1, 2, 3, 4 E's? He's like, well, the most I ever put down filling out the sheet was 22. Now, you look at this bot, it's unlike anything we've ever seen before.
There's a lot of things I love about this bot. First of all, being, coming from a jiu-jitsu background, I want to be a human boa constrictor, and this is kind of a robotic boa constrictor. And I love the fact that he's trying something new. This thing's 14 feet long. It wants to encapsulate the other bot and then kind of chew it up.
So let's check it out. It's Sharko against Smee. can I stop?
It's a lot of ease. Yeah.
Farouk?
In the blue square, from New York City, the choke artist, it's Smee!
Holy smokes, Kenny. Look at that thing.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah, that's big.
Are there 22 E's on that thing or what?
That's a lot of E's. That's a lot of bot. You see the flanks have those horizontal disc spinners there. I don't think we've seen anything like this. This is like a massive Thanksgiving table just to bring the bot over here.
And once again, I got stuck at the kiddies table.
In the red square, from Tacoma, California, the jaws of strife, it's Sharko!
Kenny, in years past, we saw Edward Robinson deliver us a bot that basically was made out of recycling materials. That is not the case here.
No, it's not. Edward Robinson and his late partner poured a lot of time and money into this bot since last season. They actually decided to change that weapon from the vertical spinner we saw in years past to a 4,000 PSI crusher, which seems pretty fitting when your bot is modeled after a prehistoric shark.
Tonight we're fighting Sharko. We're going to try to get to his side, get to those nice juicy wheels, and maybe take one of them off. We have a new robot, so we're not sure how well it's going to work. We've had a lot of problems the past couple days getting everything up to speed, but now it's running, and I hope it's going to keep working the whole fight. Sharko's slogan is, "You should have brought a bigger bot." Well, for once, someone brought a bigger bot.
This is John's design. We had it running before he passed away, so this is a completely brand new build. New motors, new speed controls. This thing is almost 8 foot long. It's ridiculous. What we're gonna try to do is get around to either of the end with the mouth open and get a hold of the end, then I can just sling him around. I don't know what a 250-pound robot tastes like, but he is about to find out.
Robots activate.
Okay, Kenny, get your popcorn ready. We got Smee, a platform like nothing we've ever seen before on BattleBots, versus a mechanical shark.
Hit it.
You can do it.
You're gonna do great. We're gonna do something.
Sharko on the attack. Oh, let's see what Smee can do. Trying to wrap his way around, but he can't get all the way around that big shark.
Sharko trying to attack the center of Smee, and I think they're just too pliable there, Chris.
Yeah, it's so interesting because Sharko is so big that Smee, even with its size and reach, cannot wrap all the way around its opponent.
Yeah, that's right. The shape of Sharko is making it very difficult for Smee to do anything to it.
Meantime, Sharko trying to use that tail to smack Smee and snap it in two, which would make it Smee and then E. Both teams still feeling each other out. Lots of contact so far, but no real pain dished out by either side.
Yeah, Chris, in a match like this, it just takes one shot to get the judge's attention and jump ahead in the damage category.
Now you can see Sharko's tires have been chewed up a little. Those horizontal spinners on Smee are just nibbling away at that giant shark.
And now Smee has Sharko backed into a corner.
It's like a giant piece of spaghetti on wheels, Kenny.
And right now, Sharko's the meatball, Chris.
All right, here we go. Yeah, go.
I'll tell you this, though, Sharko's crushing it on the dance floor. I mean, he's the dude in the corner, just, he doesn't care. He doesn't have a partner. Just having fun. Yeah. Go do your fish thing. Go. Now Sharko's got those jaws open, chomping away at Smee, but it's kind of like when your food falls off your fork before it gets to your face, Kenny.
Dude, our weapons are good, man.
Yeah, and Sharko's just not able to get low enough to really get a good clamp on Smee. That was the closest he's been so far.
And on the other end, Smee just wants to give him a hug so he can keep chewing up those tires. As we reach the 30-second mark, it's time to see if somebody can make a push. Sharko trying to find its way.
Nice. Jump.
One of the more bizarre fights we've seen in quite some time, Kenny. Two bots that are pretty amazing to look at, but have had some trouble getting it in gear here in fight number one.
Yeah, some really cool technology in play here. Both teams just need to get it dialed in.
We are under 10 seconds to go.
Oh, that was good.
And this one is going to go the distance.
I can't believe those weapons survived.
So now it will be in the hands of the judges. Derek Young, Lisa Winter, and Jason Bardis. This season, it's an 11-point scoring system. Up to 5 points to be awarded for damage, 3 for aggression, and 3 for control. Kenny, this was definitely a unique match, one we had not seen before.
Yeah, absolutely. Two very unique bots, which made for an interesting matchup. You see Smee there looking like an eel in the mouth of Sharko, and then a nice counter shot there by Smee.
And Smee, with those horizontal spinners, took a few little chunks out of the tires at the very least, Kenny.
Yeah, you know, you could see the potential of Smee as a weapon if it could fully envelop its opponent, but in this one, both teams just traded shots. Neither one could score a knockout, so we'll just have to see where the judges land.
The results from the judges are in. The winner by unanimous decision is Smee!
So Joe Fabiani gets his first BattleBots win, and Smee is currently undefeated. Our crew just has to wheel out that squiggle of a bot out on that Thanksgiving table, and then it's all systems go for the one you've been waiting for. Tombstone. Endgame. It's tonight's main event, and it's coming your way next.
Pete, the Bot Whisperer, I know being inside the box is not a big deal for you. This is old news, but for me, this is spectacular. And I know a lot of adjustments have been made. So could you just break down the highlights for me?
Definitely. So we have the kill saws. They're much more destructive now. They've got a lot of horsepower. They come up randomly and will blow the ground game up.
That's gonna leave a mark.
The pulverizers, they still weigh the same. They're 100 pounds, but it's more compact and they can take way more abuse.
Oh, the pulverizer, no!
We have 1.5 inch thick Lexan.
Oh! It almost got it out of the arena!
This box contains it. We keep all of that destruction in. That's what makes it so exciting is we can be this close, witness the devastation that happens in here, and yet it's safe for us to watch.
This is all-out mayhem! We are back on BattleBots Fight Night. Kenny Florian, it is time right now for the main event of the evening. I get scared to even say his name. Tombstone! Ray Billings sat down for his interview with us, and he said, yeah, well, I guess it's time for me to kick everybody's ass again.
Yeah, you know, it was classic Ray, and it was classic Tombstone here. You know, he's coming in with some new bar spinners, which should make things very interesting and very destructive.
He's taking on the Kiwis, Endgame, Jack Barker, Nick Mabey. A couple seasons ago, they made their BattleBots debut. They won their first few fights. They called out Tombstone. We were like, oh, they're going to be the next big thing. Ever since then, they've kind of been treading water. How do they take that next step? Does it begin tonight?
You know, they ran into some problems. You know, they tried a lot of new things last season. It didn't really go their way. They believe they've learned their lesson. They also believe that their vertical disc spinner hits harder than anything in the competition.
Did they bring their shades with them this time?
I hope so.
Okay, will they be hiding tears, or will those be tears of joy?
Oh, it's going to be such a good fight.
Farouk!
Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready? time! In the blue square, this match is over before it begins. R.I.P. you apart with its lethal spins. When it's all done, you'll take the walk of shame. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Endgame!
They asked for it, now they got it. A matchup with Tombstone. Nick maybe said he's watched all of Tombstone's fights. Kenny, they don't want to go weapon to weapon, which I think is probably a pretty good call.
Yeah, you know, it's funny. They would probably go weapon to weapon against any other bot except Tombstone.
In the red square, as you approach this tombstone, your heart starts to pound. You open your mouth, but can't make a sound. Then you get closer and closer and get a clear-eye view and read the inscription. Here lies you. It's Tombstone!
Since 2015, this bot is 20-4, Kenny, with 17 knockouts.
And boy, look at the thing that stands out there, that primary weapon, that huge blade, which is actually experimental. It's H13, it's another type of tool steel. And he's not sure how that's gonna hold up, but something tells me we're gonna find out real soon.
Kenny, you see anything new on the bottom end game?
I definitely see a larger vertical disc there. That is much larger than they had in previous seasons. They have some nice, strong, armored wedges on the front as well, but they definitely don't want to have any direct hits against Tombstone.
Well, BattleBots fans very familiar with both of these robots. Pete, what do you have to add?
Talking to Endgame back in the pits, they, after viewing many videos of Ray, really realized that depending upon which direction his blade is spinning, and it looks like he's going to be spinning clockwise, they will be presenting their left side, so hopefully dragging, after the hit, their weapon into Ray. Now, Ray knows he's not coming out of this fight unscathed. He's pretty sure he's going to take a beating, but he's confident he'll make the win.
We got this. Come on. No worries.
Robots activate.
Kenny, with Tombstone, the equation's pretty simple for him.
That's right. Just swing at the other bot as hard as possible. That is a very durable bot. Overall, Ray is very confident this season, and I can't wait for this first hit in this fight. My goodness.
Blue team ready.
As we'll ever be. As we'll ever be.
Red team ready.
Ready to rock and roll?
Rock and roll.
This place is hopping. You can feel the energy for our main event. The old guard and Tombstone, the young gun and Endgame, ready to cap off an amazing night.
I love this sport.
Oh yeah, let's do it.
Let the bot battle begin, and everybody's up to nearly full speed. Nice roll back by Endgame. Oh! Check out the energy on that.
What a shot by Endgame!
Endgame has done the unthinkable as it has knocked out the favorite. Put it out of the arena. Take that victory spin, Endgame. You deserve it.
That's a knockout!
And a look of shock on the face of Ray Billings, Rick Russ, and the rest of the Tombstone gang.
Oh my gosh!
Drive over here.
trying to get fancy. I probably just should have hit him weapon to weapon, seeing what happened.
Kenny, when you have that much energy flowing inside the box, you never know what could happen.
Yeah, absolutely. This is one of those fights we kind of just felt was not going to go to decision. Woo! What an unbelievable counter shot there by Endgame. They kind of deflected Tombstone away. Tombstone kind of got stuck. They took advantage of him and took him right out of the battle box. What a shot by Endgame.
Jack Barker.
Hi.
What do you mean, hi, Nick?
Hey.
Are you guys in shock? Are you okay over there?
A little bit, yeah. That was, I mean, you kind of expect a quick game with Tombstone, but like that quick, I can't hold my hand still.
Guys, break that down for me. What happened there?
Oh, you go ahead,
I
Jack.
can run through what went in the match there. So we knew from the start that we wanted Tombstone to hit the left side of our robot because he's spinning clockwise. We saw Tombstone running towards the other side, the right side, and I just had to turn straight into him and hope for the best. And that actually managed to spin him around, so we got a good hit in the back of the robot, which was kind of lucky. And then, yeah, we just punted him out of the arena, which was awesome. Yeah. Oh, man.
You guys have been calling out Tombstone for like 2 years. You guys have finally gone out there and not only beaten him, but done it by knockout. How does it feel?
Well, like, this has been in the back of my mind for, like, years now, and like the forefront of my mind for like at least a year coming up for this current BattleBot season. So like, oh God, I can't even describe how it feels. It feels so like the relief, and also just I feel like the confidence because this is an entirely new robot that we're like all the parts are like brand new, whole new design. So like the confidence that it just worked the way we want it to work against Tombstone. I think this season is looking pretty good.
Finally, Jack, what do you think the reception is going to be like for you guys when you walk back into the pits?
I hope it's going to be big. Hopefully people are happy for us.
Some people told us they'd bet on us, so
yes.
I'm sure they're happy.
Nick, Jack, congratulations.
Thanks,
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Cheers.
All right, Ray, it's not exactly the way you imagined your 2020 season would start. How difficult was it to watch your bot get punted out of the arena?
I know it's a tough machine. I knew it was going to be a tough match. I got a wheel stuck there on that screw, and just it gave him the opportunity to get the good hit in. So, I'm more power to them. They did exactly what they needed to do to win the match, and we'll get the robot put back together and keep going forward.
Does this loss take away any of your confidence moving forward, Ray?
No, I have confidence to spare, so there's no problem with that. All right.
Sure do.
No, we'll be fine. We'll get it out. We'll see what's broken. We'll get it back together, and we'll be ready to put on the big hits again.
Ray Billings, we appreciate the time. Thanks so much, and I'm sure you will rebound sometime in the near future.
Oh, you'll see me again.
I'm sure we will. Kenny, it happens so rarely that Tombstone not only loses a match, but literally gets punched in the face the way that Endgame took it to him today. So when you look at the big picture here, I know it's just the first match, but does this kind of set a tone for the rest of the season moving forward?
It's a big deal. I mean, anytime you get a chance to beat a legend like Ray Billings and Tombstone, it sends a message to everybody else. And of course, it makes you feel good that your robot's doing what you built it to do.
So we are off and running. It's going to be a blast this season. 7 knockouts tonight, and we are just getting started. Join us next time, where you'll see more of the bots you know and love, as well as some exciting newcomers. Who knows, maybe we can even get Kenny to do the rusty shake. So for Jenny and Farouk and our bot whisperer Pete and my buddy Kenny Florian, I'm Chris Rose. We'll see you next time on BattleBots.